Last time on Fully Vetted.
Well, this is the first year they ever did the 01.
Hello YouTube, welcome back to Fully Vetted. This week we take a break from the Evolution collection of interviews while we showcase Curtis Turner's red 1962 Corvette. But don't worry, we'll be back next week with the 5th installment of Steve Collum and his amazing collection of Corvettes. Be sure to tune in as we go for a drive in Steve's C5 Z06. Meanwhile, just like Curtis's last name, this 1962 is a head turner. This interview was actually recorded prior to the Evolution collection interviews. Enjoy the show.
If you're going to spend $60,000, you better know what you're doing, right?
Hello, Curtis. How you doing? Welcome to Fully Vetted.
Well, thank you.
We're really happy to have you here today.
Sure.
If you would just go ahead and introduce yourself a little bit, and we'll get going on the interview with the car, and you can tell us all about it.
Well, certainly. My name is Curtis Turner. I live here in Sandy, Utah. Lived here for 30 years.
Awesome.
Same house. I was looking for a Thunderbird. I wanted to own a Thunderbird.
What year is a particular Thunderbird were you looking for?
56.
Okay.
I went to California to look at one that I had found, and it was a consignment store in San Francisco.
Gotcha.
And while I was looking at the Thunderbird, this thing kept gnawing at me.
Oh. They have that. They have that ability to do that.
I was spending more time looking at this than what I went there for.
Oh, did you?
And
interesting.
So I ended up procuring the Thunderbird. And ironically, I had that for about 12 years. I just got rid of it last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But shortly after I got the Thunderbird, I started doing research on the Corvettes.
Okay.
I didn't know about them. I didn't know the valuation. I liked it. I didn't know if 85, they wanted 85. I thought, okay, what makes it worth that?
Right.
Why is it worth that? And the research that I did, there's a few things that I found that was really important.
Okay.
And one of them was the numbers matching engine.
Right.
You're familiar with that?
Yes.
That's why I had to verify that that was the case.
Okay.
The transmissions didn't matter. These come with they came with a 3-speed transmission, and this has had a 4-speed put in it.
So somebody had already made some changes.
Yeah.
To it.
It was a fuel injection, and in the fuel injectors in 1962 were really problematic. They were mechanical.
They were. Yeah.
And a lot of people would take them off and just put a regular carburetor in it. Well, this car had what's called a standalone kit, and that just means that the electrical system to the engine stands alone. I was able to make some adjustments with the parameters with the computer.
Okay.
Because it was a fairly old system, I had to have a really old computer.
Gotcha.
And I had thrown away my old computer, so I didn't have a way to make any parameter adjustments.
Okay.
I called the manufacturer of the injector system on it now, the electronic injector system, and he said, you're gonna have to buy a new system.
Oh.
So he sold me a new system, and then I don't have the skill set to put it on, so I took it to a performance shop and they put it on.
Nice.
And I haven't done this, but apparently I can get on my phone and change parameters if I get the app, but I don't have that. I'm just gonna leave well enough alone.
They have an app for everything these days, don't they?
The old system on there, I couldn't get it to run right. It was backfiring. It just annoyed me. So when it was, and I had, through one of my backfires, it had blown the muffler.
Oh.
So while it was in the shop, I had a whole new exhaust system put on it.
Nice.
So now it just runs better than any other time I've had it.
Well, it sure sounds good when you pull up, that's for sure. And it's a beautiful car.
Well, thank
so
you.
Give me some more details about what you know about the 62 Corvette in particular.
Okay, the 62 Corvette is the last of the C1
Correct.
Corvettes. It's the first year of the 327 engine.
Correct.
It's the first year that they didn't paint this well here.
The cove?
The cove with the white.
Okay.
Now, if you look at this, if you go over here and look at the car sideways, you look at the front of it, forget about the back for a minute. You look at the front, it is from the original Corvette designer.
Right.
With that big, but you go look at the back of it, and it's starting to take on a little bit of the Stingray.
Correct.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, they call that a dovetail back end.
They do.
That's called, yes, or a ducktail. I'm sorry, a ducktail back end. Yeah.
You know about this than I
Well,
do.
no, I mean, I want to hear what your passion is about what you know about the car. So absolutely share.
It is considered a restaurant
Okay.
because obviously it's got disc brakes on the front.
I see that. Yeah.
They didn't have disc brakes. They were drums. It has power steering.
Okay.
They didn't have that. It has the electronic fuel injector.
Mhm.
They didn't have that. The whole car has been rewired with a whole new wiring harness, and it was done by Dave Kindig's shop, Kindig Design.
Oh, okay. Nice.
You've heard of his,
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
company.
Yeah.
That
I
guy-
went down there. I was down there just the other day. That's got some beautiful
That
cars.
guy is brilliant.
Brilliant. Yeah, absolutely brilliant.
And because there was a bunch of butt connectors up underneath the dash, and I just didn't want problems. I don't like problems. I thought the car was in decent shape. When they were doing the work, they noticed there had been a little bit of work done on it. But Dave Kindig's shop says, it's fiberglass. Nobody's going to notice. So he said it wasn't extensive by any stretch.
Right.
It just had a little ding on it. The whole front suspension is different than the factory because they didn't have power steering then that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
They had that big steering wheel.
Right.
Big levered steering wheel. And this car was really fun to drive because the steering wheel is only that big.
So you don't have the Thunderbird anymore.
No.
And that's what led you to this car. What led you to keep this over the Thunderbird?
That's a good question. I have a second home up in Manila, Utah.
Okay.
And there's a real estate lady up there that was looking for a Thunderbird. And I happened to tell her, I shared with her that I had one. And she says, well, I want to buy it. I said, okay. So I told her what I thought it was worth, and she bought it.
Awesome.
But I have visitation rights. I can drive it when I want.
There you go. The 1962 Corvette, a classic American icon that roared into the hearts of car enthusiasts and cemented its place in automotive history. The 1962 Corvette was the final year of the remarkable first generation of Corvette, and thanks to the V8 that came along in 1955, the Corvette was saved from certain doom. The 1962 model was the final iteration of the first generation of Corvette. It brought together a blend of timeless design and cutting-edge performance. Beginning in 1961, styling hints such as the redesigned ducktail rear end teased of what was to come with the all-new C2 Stingray that debuted the following year in 1963. But in the meantime, and for the time being, Corvette was here to stay. Under the hood, the 62 offered an impressive range of engines. The base model came with a 327 cubic inch V8, producing 250 horsepower. But for those craving more power, there was the fuel-injected version, churning out a robust 360 horsepower. This made the 62 Corvette one of the fastest American cars of the day. Inside, the Corvette combined style with functionality. The cockpit was designed with the driver in mind, featuring a sleek, no-nonsense dashboard and comfortable bucket seats. The 62 model also introduced a few refinements, like improved instrumentation and a more ergonomic layout. Performance wasn't just about straight-line speed. The 1962 Corvette handled corners with grace thanks to its independent front suspension and improved rear suspension. This car was as much at home on a winding road as it was on the drag strip. The 1962 Corvette wasn't just a car, it was a cultural icon. It appeared in countless movies, TV shows, magazines, and it captured the spirit of a generation that valued freedom, style, and power. Today, the 1962 Corvette remains a beloved classic and is cherished by collectors and car lovers alike. Its legacy lives on as a symbol of American ingenuity and the relentless pursuit of automotive perfection. Whether you're a die-hard Corvette fan or just appreciate beautiful cars, the 1962 Corvette is a timeless masterpiece that continues to inspire and excite. Thanks for joining us on this journey through automotive history. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more classic car content.